Hi, it's Kathy from Bishopstone Yarns, and I'd like to welcome everybody here to episode 29 of the Bishopstone Yarns podcast. And this is a mainly crafting podcast, mainly about knitting, spinning, a little bit of sewing, and sometimes some other types of crafts that I might be working on at the time. So I'd like to welcome everybody here. If you're a new viewer, hi, it's really great to see you. I hope that you enjoy your time here, listening to me talking about what I've been working on. If you're a returning viewer, thank you very much. It's so nice to see you again. It is so nice to think that there are people who like to come back and check in and spend some time with me and see what I've been making and what I've been doing. And as always, if you like this video, press the little like button down the bottom, and if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, and because that helps me out here on this bit of the YouTubes, and also helps other people find me as well. Also, I was thinking that I might do a bit of a giveaway when I get up to 500 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, you should subscribe, and I might talk a little bit more about that in the next episode, about what I'm going to give away. And so yes, so if you haven't subscribed, press the subscribe button, and that would be fantastic. And I guess I should tell you where you should find me around the internet. You can find me on Facebook as Bishopstone Yarns. You can find me on Instagram as Bishopstone Yarns. You can find me on Ravelry as Bishopstone. And I also have a blog on Blogger called Bishopstone Yarns, but I don't use it all the time. I used to be quite good and just have it when I only had a blog, and I used to post a lot more, but occasionally I'll blog and do some posts, so you can always find me there. So today is Monday, October the 3rd, and it's October already. And it is well and truly into spring, and the weather the last few days has been absolutely lovely. We've had some great weather, and yeah, so I'm actually kind of looking forward to, in summer, maybe knitting some more summery jumpers, a little bit more lighter, or t-shirt tees kind of. I haven't really knitted any lightweight t-shirt type jumpers before, so maybe this might be the right time to get around to doing something like that. Well, I suppose I should jump in, and I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place at the moment. I've got stuff over here and stuff over this side, and I will just work my way around through it, and hopefully it'll be in a semi-organized way. But I'll start with the knitting. So I have got a couple of finished objects. I have got, well, I think as you probably all saw last time, I have, I can't even move out the way. If I stand up, you'll be able to see, move out the way, you'll be able to see the shawl here. So this is the Danish shawl. So I have actually blocked this one now. I had finished that last time, but I hadn't kind of blocked it or woven in the end. So I have done that now. And I have also finished my second Danish shawl, which is this one here. So the, I'm not going to see it, the one behind me on this side, the pink, the red and blue one, is 100% wool. So that's my hand spun and hand dyed merino cross wool. And this one here is also using my hand spun yarn, but this is one single of merino and one single of silk, which has created an absolutely deliciously lovely yarn. It is so soft. I wish you could feel it, but it is really, really soft. Has a really nice drape to it. And yeah, no, I really, really like it. So I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with the way it's finished. I like the way, so if I just hold it up for you. So this was done from one skein, and all that I have left over from that skein is this. I thought I would just keep going in the pattern for as long as I could, and then when I thought I was about to run out, I would stop, which is what I did. So with the original shawl, how do I do this? I didn't do this very well, did I, today? With the one at the back, I followed the pattern, yes, the whole way through. This one I had modified. So what I had done was, in the Danish shawl, which I have talked about in previous podcasts, which is the, just trying to think how to say it, the Kaellingesjal shawl. So it is a shawl that is on display in a Danish heritage museum, which has been recreated. So what I changed in this one was these little points here were originally on the inside, and so I had just swapped those around and popped these on the edge because I thought it gave a nice look, having a kind of a knitted garter point on the edge. And the other thing I changed was, in the original pattern, in this section here, they have a number of knit rows, purl rows, and knit rows to give you a bit of contrast, whereas what I did instead was I went back to doing my pattern here is a knit to yarn over, knit to yarn over. If I can just maybe come up and hold that a bit closer so you can have a look. Don't know if you'll be able to see, but that's what I've done. And then I just added, last few rows were garter stitch, and so I'm really, really happy with this. I think actually maybe if I was doing it again, I would have made it slightly longer, only so that I could just had a little bit more ends here to tie it underneath. But yeah, so I can either wear it like this when I'm out walking, or the original pattern is a lot longer, and the ends are a lot longer, so you can wrap it around your body and do it up. So when women were working in Denmark in the fields and that, they could wrap it around like this, and then they'd be able to tie this. These would be longer, and they'd tie around at the back so it wouldn't fall off. So I can also wear it over my shoulders like this. You can kind of, yep. So either way, I'm really, really happy with that. So that was my second Danish shawl. Even though this one doesn't follow the pattern exactly, I did modify it a bit. I love it, and I love the drape. I love the way it feels, and so much so that I actually, when I was talking about maybe knitting a summer tee, I was thinking that maybe I might, I should spin up some merino and silk and knit myself a lightweight tee for summer, because I think that would look something similar, but the fabric would be lovely. There we go. Pop her back up there. So that was my two shawls that I finished, and then I have finished. Oh, and I'm about to say, all the details for this are, you can either find it on my Ravelry page or on my previous episodes, I've gone into the needles that I used, and the yarn and the pattern, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry for those people who are interested. So yes, so last time I had started these socks. Now I have finished my husband's socks, and the foot, I thought I was never going to finish this foot. It just went on and on and on forever. After knitting socks for myself, I have a really small, short foot. And so it seems like it doesn't take very long for me to finish a sock for myself. But yeah, my husband's socks just went on and on forever. So what I did was I used 2mm DPNs for this. Oh, no, I don't think I did actually. I think I used the my circular needles, didn't I, for this. So I started off with a 2x2 rib. So all of the leg is a 2x2 rib, because the last pair of socks I did for my husband, he said he would like them to be a little bit tighter around his ankle. So I thought if I just did a 2x2 rib all the way down, then I did a slip one, knit one heel, and then I carried on with the knit 2, purl 2 rib on the top of the foot, and then just plain stocking stitch on the bottom of the foot. And they fit him really, really well. And so I'm really happy about that, because I mean, I really enjoy knitting socks, but it did get a bit boring because these the feet took such a long time to finish. But anyway, there they are. They are a pair of socks for my husband. And at the moment, I haven't got any socks on the go at all. I might have to start another pair soon. But I think because I've got so much of pattern sock yarn, I'd really like to try and find something. I want something with a little bit more of an interest, so maybe I might just have to be doing some different kind of, use the pattern bit for the main part of the socks, and then use some different coloured either bands and toes and heels or something, just something to add a bit of interest, because I think I might get a bit bored if I have to keep knitting lots and lots of socks that are already in their patterned sock wool. But because that's what I've got, it's what I've been using. So they're the two major things I finished. I did get all excited. I don't know, I'm sure that people have seen this on Instagram and around the internet. There, I'm just trying to work out how to how to show you this. This is the frog pattern by Claire Garland, who is also known as Dot Pebbles on Instagram. So she has this absolutely gorgeous frog pattern. Ooh, is that going to, do we see this over here? So this is the frog pattern. And he is so cute, and on Instagram they have there's a whole heap of little storylines using the frog, and frogs sitting, frogs jumping, frogs getting dressed, frogs having a picnic, and I just thought it was so cute. And I absolutely love frogs. Frogs are one of my favorite animals, and I love hearing frogs at night time. I love seeing frogs in the garden. So yeah, I thought I have to have a go at knitting this little frog. So what I had was, for those people who've been watching my other episodes, you'll know that I had knitted a pair of socks in this wool, and that's what I had left over, and it's kind of a greeny, browny, orangey colour, which I thought was quite a froggy colour. So I thought I would use that to make my little frog. Maybe I should pop him here. Probably easier to see him here. I haven't put eyes on my frog yet. I haven't quite decided which kind of eyes. I'm going to embroider some little eyes on my little frog. So this is my little frog friend. As if he's on. Maybe I should make a little lily pad for him to sit on. And I absolutely love this little frog. I must admit, I did have a little bit of, I wasn't quite sure where exactly to put his legs, and I'm thinking I might have to knit another one, because I think his legs may have needed to be down here a little bit further, because then he's got this little bottom that kind of sits out here. But I do think he is the cutest. This is the cutest little pattern, and I just think he's so cute. He is so cute. So much so that I want to start knitting him some clothes and yes, all sorts of things. So I could see that my little froggy friend here needs some other friends, but it was such a cute little pattern. I think if you don't like knitting small, tiny, fiddly pieces, this is not the pattern for you. It's a very easy pattern. It's well written out and well described, but you know, like you can see his little fingers here. There are lots of just a little bit fiddly, that's all. But I've got some sock wool, the sock wool left over from that pair of socks that I just knitted for my husband. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe I could knit a brownie kind of froggy toad as friend. So just like the little, for those people who know the storybook, the children's storybook of Frog and Toad, it was one of the favourites of my kids. We used to read it all the time, Frog and Toad. And yes, even though I know there are patterns out there for Frog and Toad, so maybe once I've finished these, I might have to move on to having a go at knitting Frog and Toad. But my little friend is so cute. Oh, it's just like having a little friend, a little pet frog, really. I kind of think that no wonder there are so many cute little pictures of the frogs on the internet everywhere, because they are just so gorgeous. So now I just have to decide. I think I'm just going to put some little yellow bits of embroidery there for his eyes. I know some people have gone out and bought like little safety eyes, but I don't think I'll go quite that far, but maybe just some little yellow eyes would be all he needs. So see if we can we see him there? Kind of probably needs to sit up on top of the socks, maybe. Whoop. I wonder if I can get him to sit there. There we go. He can sit up there while we continue talking about what I've been doing. And so they're my 3 finishes. And out of all of them, of course, the frog is probably my favourite. But I have started a new jumper, and I'm really sorry for those people who have watched my episodes before. You will have heard this, and I even feel like I've been talking about it far too much. But so I have finally started the Birkin by Caitlin Hunter. Yes, that's the picture. You've seen that one a number of times as well. So I'll just pick it up because I've got it here in my basket, my little knitting basket that comes with me. So this is out of my hand spun and hand dyed. So this is how far I have got so far. So this is a top down jumper, and I am knitting this on 3.25 bamboo circular needles. So if you can see that, whoop, see glare on that, there we go. Which I really like, even though I must admit, because there's a lot of stitches on here, I do worry that sometimes I got to be careful with the bamboo that it doesn't break, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So I haven't even tried this on yet. I am just going with faith that I have done the maths correctly and that this will fit me. I think I'll do a few more rows and then I will probably try it on. But so far, it's looking pretty good. And I'm really happy with it. Even though the colour that I had dyed here is like a green over a kind of like a brownie, a light brownie base. In patches, it actually kind of comes out and looks a little bit grey in the when I've been knitting it. But that is that's okay. I'm still quite happy with it. And once I've stained this a little bit, this the pattern will show up as well. So hello. I have yep, quite a long way to go. I think I'm over halfway with the repeats, you know, with the yoke repeats. So yep. And I've just popped another needle in here just so I could show it to you. So here's the bamboos that I'm using, and I've just slid another circular needle in here. Actually, the other day I was out at the shop and I was looking for a pony cord to go through, pull through, and but they didn't have any, so I'll have to wait and hopefully, I mean, I've been using other circular needles and that's been okay, so I'll just continue doing that for the moment. So yes, this is my big project that I'm working on at the moment, since it has taken me so long to get this far in terms of it's taken a while to get the spinning and the dyeing and everything done. So I am so happy to be this far into it. And I'll give you an update next time once I've tried it on at how it's all going. Hopefully it fits really well. And yeah. Now, where else will I go? I might grab this basket and work my way through what I have here. So I have been doing a little bit of work on my sweet pea from La-di-da. And here we go. I'll just turn this one around. So here she is. I think all I've really done is I have done the heart here since last time. I was hoping to have got a bit more of this done, and actually I actually was hoping to have started a some sort of a Halloween-y type cross stitch for October, but that is not going to happen. Other things have happened and taken up my time. So this little bunny, Sweet Pea, is not going as quick as I was hoping for. For those people who'd like to know, this red is a, oh gosh, Madeira color 2501. Let's see if I can pop that over to the side to show you. So this is just some that I had in my stash, and I chose this colour because I wanted a nice beautiful red heart for my little sweet pea. So I'm going to have to do a bit more work on here now that the two shawls are finished and the socks, and it's only the Birkin I'm working on. I'll have to hopefully get a bit more done of that. What else? Well, I might just go in order in my what I've got here. What I have done recently is I have I went to a couple of handmade markets recently, and I must admit I didn't really buy a lot, but one of the things I did buy was this beautiful hand painted card, which is an original by Loisbury, Loisbury, and you can find her at loisburyart.com.au. Now this is a spotted pardalote. This is one of the small birds that can be found in the south of Tasmania, and we have one that's called the 40 spotted pardalote that is endangered. Now, at our previous house, we had pardalotes living underneath our house. We had a wooden house that was built on the side of a hill, but there was like a little rocky cliff, well, not cliff, little hill underneath the house. So where the house was had been cut away a bit, and the pardalotes lived in underneath the house. So from our bedroom window, we used to be able to see them. They'd sit in the tree, and then they'd make their cute little noises, and then they'd fly in and out of their nests. So we used to be able to see them all the time. So where we are at the moment, we have lots and lots of parrots, lots of galahs, magpies, black cockatoos. I'm sure we've got some other birds here as well that I can't remember at the moment, but we don't seem to have any small birds, and definitely no pardalotes. So this reminded me very much of our previous house and how much I loved the small birds. The other bird that I really kind of miss is the little superb fairy wren, which is a little wren, and it's the males are bright blue and the females are just brown, but they we used to have a lot of those at our previous house, and they used to flit around everywhere. So that is one thing. And then I also bought another one of her cards. See how beautifully put together this is. So this is by the same lady, and this looks at our birds of Tasmania. So it's 12 endemic birds of Tasmania. Oh, can show you there. And I just thought this was beautiful. There's the little pardalote there, and oh yes, and the native hen, our little native hen, which seems to go runs around everywhere. I used to always say to people, we used to have a lot of these at our previous place as well. There are some around here, not so much at our place, but just around the corner. These birds are everywhere in Tasmania, and they're native to Tasmania. They don't fly, but they run very fast. And even though they're called the native hen, they are not a chook. They're not a hen. They're not a, a chicken at all. But they're quite funny little birds, because they make, I used to explain to people who used to come and stay at our house that if they heard something that sounded like squeaky bed springs at night time, it was these birds, because that's the kind of sound that they make when they get together, and they kind of usually are in groups of 5, and they're very territorial. So if they came across other birds, another group of birds, they get this a kind of noise, and they start quite low, and then they build up and up and up and up and get louder and louder and louder, and they sound just like squeaky bed springs in their sound. So yeah, they're quite gorgeous though. But yeah, so there were some of this beautiful artwork that yeah, that I bought at the handmade market. Talking about other things that I have bought, I went along to the wool shop, which is kind of a local wool shop in Hobart, or just outside of Hobart in Moonah, one of the suburbs, and it is under new, has new ownership now, but I had to go in there to get some needles because well, because I needed some more needles. So I got another pair. I had to get another pair of 2.75 circular zing. I got a 3.75 circular zing. These were all 80 centimeters, and a 3.5 and a 3.25. And I must admit, I was a little disappointed in the way that that they only came in 80 centimeters. I was kind of hoping that I might be able to get 120 centimeter length, because quite often, especially like with knitting the Birkin, there's a lot of stitches around on the yoke, and it would have been so much more helpful if I'd had like something that circular needle that was 120 centimeters long, but they didn't have it. I mean, I could have got an interchangeable pair with a longer cord, but I do prefer the fixed needles for the smaller sizes of needle. And then I bought another interchangeable needle. So this one is 150 centimeters. And then I've got one other little bag here of things. I have bought some more sock yarn. Two more bits of sock yarn. So this is 100 grams of sock yarn, which is a mix of wool and nylon. And what I was hoping to do with these ones was to dye some solid colours, so that, you know, if I knit some more socks, I can use some contrasting colours for the heels and the toes and the bands, instead of just using the patterned sock yarn like this always. So then it gives me a chance as well. I can knit up some different patterns as well, because I do like some socks that have some interesting patterns, but you can't really do that when you've got the patterned sock yarn. Like if you go and put a Lacey pattern in there or something, it doesn't always show up as well as it does like if you've got a solid colour. Anyway, so I bought those two, so that will be good for a little bit of dyeing. And then while I was there, there's a little tag here. There is a Japanese shop in Kingston, which is one of the kind of suburbs not very far away from where I used to live. And there is a Japanese shop there, or shop that sells Japanese things, called Wafu Works. And so I went in and bought some material. So I was thinking this would make a really nice either some quilted bags or just a special little quilt. I'll show you each one just separately. So here's like a blue indigo dyed. You can see them then. No, there's this one. There's not really much I can say about this when I'm showing them to you, really. I just love the Japanese patterns. I love the Japanese styles. Oh, I love this one. It reminds me of the sashiko stitching. And got this one and this one, and these next one, beautiful dragonflies. And of course this last one I just bought because, oh my gosh, look at those bunny rabbits. Aren't they just gorgeous? I just thought they were the cutest. And it was interesting that when I was talking to the lady who owns the shop, she was telling me a little story, because I said, oh, I've often seen a lot of bunny rabbits depicted in a lot of Japanese fabrics and designs. And then she told me a little story about the bunny rabbit. Now, I don't remember the name of the story, but very quickly, if I make it a very quick story, apparently the moon came out at night time, and all the animals came to the moon, and they all came offering gifts. So they all had different types of gifts to offer the moon. And then the bunny rabbit's turn came, and the bunny rabbit was there, and he said, I don't have any gift for you, but I can give you myself. You can take me back to the moon, to the moon, and you can eat me, and you can have me. And because the moon said that the bunny rabbit had been so kind and so caring in terms of and selfless in giving himself as a gift, that the moon took the bunny rabbit back to the moon, and then you could see the bunny rabbit in the moon. So I kind of thought, oh, I just love the little story, but I love the bunny rabbits even more. Oh my gosh, can you see those? They are just so cute. Yes, so I love those quite a lot. And I actually even, I don't have it here with me, but I actually even went into one of our local kitchenware shops, and they were selling a little kind of plate, like about this size, with the Japanese bunny rabbit design on it, which I also had to get. So I might take a photo. I'll see if I can take a photo of that and put that in at the end to show you. So that is my lovely Japanese material. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but we'll see. So the next thing I have been working on is I have been doing some sewing. So I have been working on my 47 Lacey Street by Hugs and Kisses, who's a Hobart designer, making this bag here. So I have been working away on hand piecing the back of this bag together. So that will be the back. And then I've done quite a bit of work here on the front of the bag. So if you kind of imagine, we're going to have this one here at the back, and this one will be the front. So I have almost finished up. Oops, I just have to finish sewing up a little bit of this, and then I've got one more leaf to put on here, and then that will be finished. And then, of course, I was going to say the not quite so fun bit, but maybe I shouldn't say that. I have to cut it out and make the bag. But while, especially doing this bit here, I mean, I do love hand sewing and I love hand piecing bits together. This bit, doing the embroidery, has reminded me how much I miss doing this sort of handwork and working on small little designs and motifs. And when my kids were younger, I really enjoyed designing my own little applique and designs and making some little designs for them. I remember I've made a big huge tablecloth that we use for their birthdays, which has happy birthday, lots of clowns, and so I designed those and designed the clowns and appliqued those on. And then, you know, I've got a big huge advent calendar as well that I designed, which we use every year as well. So I was thinking maybe this is where I should start getting back into doing a bit more work like this, because I really, really, really love this kind of work. So yeah, so I've really been enjoying doing this. This has really made me very, very happy. And mind you, it has also reminded me that I still have a cushion that I am about a third of the way through, which I am hand embroidering, which I need to finish so I could make that cushion. So maybe once this is all finished, maybe that's where I should go next, is finishing that cushion off. But I have loved doing this. This has been really enjoyable. And then the last thing that I have been doing, and I've been trying to catch up on, I'm not quite there, but I'm getting close to it, is I have been working on my blocks. So our quilting group is working on the farmer's wife's sampler quilt, and so I've been working on some more blocks, and I haven't got the names of these ones here with me at the moment. I'm sorry about that. So I've got this one, and this one, and yes, these are basically the same block, but one has a different color in the middle than the other one. I don't know. They were the two blocks. I'm just doing what was asked for. Well, this one I do remember it was called, I think this one's called Maple Leaf. So and this one I think is called Friendship. And for those people who might be interested in doing this quilt, there is a book that is put out that goes through every single block and called The Farmer's Wife Sampler Quilt. And there are two books. I think this one, I have to try and remember, I think this is the 1920s, so this is the original sampler. And there is a second book as well. I think this is Steps to the Altar. Funny how some of the names definitely stick in your mind. Yeah. So I have been working hard on those. So that makes that I have done 50 blocks so far. Out of, if I do all of the blocks, there's 111 blocks. And I was just thinking the other day, I'm not quite sure if I'll get to the end of the 111, because I'm using up scraps of material that I have, but I think actually I might run out of the scraps of material before I actually get to the 111th block. We'll wait and see. I will wait and see. I'll go along and I'll keep going until I run out of material, and then I'll decide whether I'll continue. But it means I have to go out and buy more material. But the reason, yeah, I don't know. I mean, lovely lady Lynn has given me some material to go with some of these blocks. I think there's pink here, and maybe even this pink as well. So so I was given some material which was lovely, and but I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying doing the quilt, and I'll see how far I get. Well, I think that just brings me up to speed. That's everything that I've been doing so far in terms of crafting and making. Of course, I've been out in the garden because the weather's been really nice, and so I've been working a bit in the garden. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting some more days in the garden now that the weather's getting a bit nicer as well. Well, I hope that everyone else has had some good crafting time and have enjoyed seeing what I've been up to, what I've been doing. As always, I love to read your comments, so if you would like to leave a comment, let me know what you've been doing. That would be great. And I'm trying so hard not to get all this glare on my glasses. It's yeah, it's hard to, wherever I look there is glare on my glasses. But thank you very much for spending some time with me. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what I've been doing, and if you like the video, give it the like, press the like button, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And yeah, hopefully when we get up to 500 subscribers, I'll do a bit of a giveaway. And so yeah, look forward to that. Okay, bye.